For today's Member Spotlight, we'll be interviewing our first associate member and vice chair of the membership committee, Jenny Kuether. Thanks for making time for me today, Jenny.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy
really
to be
appreciate
here.
it. Yeah, so I know you've got a lot cooking today, so why don't we just dive into some questions to get to know you better?
Sure.
Great. So first, tell us about your day job.
So I am the chief electrical engineer for Epstein, and Epstein is a architectural and multidiscipline engineering firm in Chicago. We do work all over the country and even all over the world. We have offices in other countries as well. We also dabble in many market sectors, anywhere from manufacturing to aviation, commercial. So yeah, it's always something new every day.
Sure. Well, and Linda Murdoch said, with her offices being all around the globe, that makes things a little challenging as well sometimes too. Is there something about your role that's particularly unique or challenging?
Yeah, I mean, I heard facility managers say this, and it's also true for me, even though I'm not a facility manager. But no 2 days are the same. Yeah, it's like different challenges can pop up at any point with a project. Code interpretations, issues with schedules. So, yeah, it's always a juggling act, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It also keeps things interesting, and I don't like to be bored. So, yeah, that makes me happy.
Yeah, and you're right. I think that same sentiment was echoed by all the professional members I've interviewed so far, and probably very similar for associates too. Well, so let me ask you about IFMA. What brought you to IFMA? Was there a person or just something that did bring you to the Chicago chapter?
Sure. So at my last workplace, we were trying to figure out which organizations might be good to join in order to provide assistance to different groups. And facility managers link well with architects and engineers. We design things, and
Sure.
of course, in office spaces, there's renovations to be had, and assistance in other ways, maybe to diagnose issues in a building. So I thought it would be great if I could offer assistance to facility managers, and also just a great way to network with other professionals in the industry.
Yeah, agreed. How long have you been a member?
I've been a member for 2 years now.
Do you happen to remember your first meeting?
I do, yeah. So it was at Petorino's, one of the monthly luncheons that we have, and I didn't know anybody. It's not like I was invited to IFMA necessarily by somebody I knew. I just looked up the organization online and joined. Right before the lunch started, a member, her name is Dina Tessolis, and I'm sorry, Dina, if I pronounced your name wrong. She's just very nice and welcoming. She came up to me, asked me about myself, told me a little bit more about IFMA, and invited me to sit at her table, which I so appreciated, because it's always hard to go to an event with a lot of people and you don't know anybody. So that made me want to come back and get to know everybody else better. Yeah, and overall, I mean, other people who I talked to there were very open and friendly. One of the things that I think is nice that I didn't see at other organizations I had joined, they give you some kind of badge, and it kind of calls you out as a new member. And then they also ask you to stand up before the speaker of the day presents and kind of just announce who you are and what do you do. So even though that might be hard for some people, it's kind of nice to just be acknowledged that you're there.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of one of the things I like too, is getting to see the new members, the fresh blood. Would you say that those Petorino lunch meetings are your favorite kind of event? Is there other kind of events that you do enjoy?
That's definitely among my favorite of events. The speakers are always very interesting. I took away something from every one of those luncheons, even if it was something small, some small tidbit. They were usually motivational kind of, like speeches. I also like the annual members event. I think that's the correct name for it. Not sure, but it's the one where we use our IFMA bucks.
Oh, sure, the
And
annual
it's
meeting.
yeah,
Yeah.
the annual meeting. Yeah, that's super fun. I've only gotten to participate in one of those because of COVID and the pandemic, we didn't have our scheduled one this past year, but yeah, the year before was super fun, and I even won a cooler through the
Nice.
auction, so it's fun.
That's nice. Well, and so obviously we know you're a volunteer already. You're the vice chair for membership. What do you enjoy most about volunteering?
So I enjoy I feel like it's helped me get to know members of IFMA better. I've gotten to form relationships that I'm not sure would have happened if I hadn't been volunteering. So I appreciate those forms I've made. And also, I like being helpful, and definitely we're the first face. A lot of times people see when they do walk into those Pederinos meetings, we're helping direct new members and, explaining, what goes on at those events, and also reaching out to members to see if they have questions about membership. I like feeling helpful and useful. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and Edia was another one of my member spotlight interviews. She said a lot of the same things. And again, you guys are, as you said, some of the first people that new members get to see and get to meet. So obviously it's a very important role to have.
Right.
Good. So in the midst of quarantine and the pandemic, have you taken on any new hobbies or any projects at home during all of this?
I have, yeah. Some I've just revisited that I haven't done in a while, like reading. I love to read, but I usually don't have as much spare time as I've had over the past year. So I have read a lot of books over the past year. Usually it takes me many, many months to get through one.
Sure. All right,
And
well, I'm gonna put you on the spot then. What was your favorite book of 2020?
it was probably Becoming, the book about Michelle Obama.
Oh, sure.
I just thought it was well written, and I enjoyed it. And she's from Chicago, the South Side, and I am as well. So I just identified with a lot of the stories in the book also. So that was my favorite out of all the books I read. One of the other things I picked up was going to improv classes at Second City. Of course, it's all virtual. And that's something I've never dabbled in before, but I've been kind of curious about it. So that's kind of helped bring the funny to 2020.
Sure.
So.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. We'll have to get you up and do a little improv at a meeting.
Yeah.
Be fun. All right. So looking ahead to 2021, for your role, your industry, what are you looking forward to the most in 2021?
I think others have said this. I think Edia definitely said it in her spotlight. I'm going to echo it. Being back together in person, both at work and in IFMA and other organizations, there's no replacement for it. So this is what I'm most looking forward to in 2021.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, Jenny, thanks again for making time for us. And we'll look forward to getting this up on our new YouTube channel. And thanks again for making time for us today.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you, Drew.
Happy to do it.